They should have let me put something in that thing. Yo, say something. Put it in the chat for me. You can hear me real fast. Yo. Say something in the chat. Ricky Skills, what up? What's up, my bro? What up, Latasha Glow? Miss Glow? Miss Soul Glow. What's up? All right, come on, man. Let's get the likes button up real fast just so we can alert everybody, man. Sullivan Walker, what's good? What's happening? Those of you who can hear me in the chat, you can hear me, period. Let's get the like buttons up real fast. Just to match the people that's in the room. We're gonna talk about some spirituality today for a quick second. Yeah, facts, all cosmic, you know. So let's get the like buttons up. Let's go. Let's get the like buttons up. 20 in the room. We should have 20 likes. Let's go. Click the like button. Why? Because we're gonna get into a dialogue that I know you ain't gonna hear nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, it's important. You know, I'm holding my phone, so don't be moving around. You just bear with me. All right. Come on, man. I ain't talking until I get to 10 likes. A modest 10. Quick little Don piece. I should have put this joint on the stand. Hold on, y'all. All right, hold on. Let me put it on the stand. See what's up. Hold on, y'all. Can I do that? I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh. This one too low. I'm gonna press the. All right. Cool. We cooling? We cool? That's straight. You got in my director's chair for that. All right. So real fast, man. First, rest in peace, DMX. Damn, man. You know, it's horrible when you are fighting for your life and statements come out while you're on life support as if the worst case scenario has happened, and then people run with it. I've seen, posts from quote unquote famous people who had already offered up their rest in peace and he was gone and he wasn't, and his manager Steve Rifkin had to come out and be like, yo, chill out, he ain't even dead yet, right? And it's dangerous, man, because we do not truly understand the power of observation, which your eye and what the people look at help facilitate reality. I'll say it again. You cannot be a culture, a group of people who believe in vision boards and then think that whether you look at something and somebody else dying or some type of mishap, that it doesn't help create reality. See, what people get it twisted is because a lot of people are linear in their process of thinking. You think just because, an event happened, whether it be DMX or whether it be George Floyd, you have nothing to do with that. You're just observing something in quote unquote the present real moment. So how can your observation be creating reality? This is not how this thing works when you superimpose it against something known as quantum physics. Okay, it just don't work that way. Now, what I'm saying, in one sense, what I opened up with DMX is, if you started envisioning his death and talking about his death, you already seem like that anyway because of the situation that he was in. And so to run with that story that way creates a phenomenon. It's not to say that it wasn't going to happen. Let me be clear. Everybody going to check up out of here. That's facts. Everybody. So how you go is, another story, but you're going to check up out of here. But we got to get to the point of understanding what we observe starts to create phenomenon. It creates events. We got to get to that particular point. Okay. So I want to talk about planetary pressure. All right. You have the sun, for example, and majority of us now are starting to see your tulips that came up. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you got green. You know what I mean? You got green trees, everything is blossoming. Because in essence, the earth relationship to the sun, the earth is starting to tilt a certain way. Light is starting to look like the sun is increasing. It looked like the sun is becoming higher and higher and higher in the sky, all the way from now until the summer solstice. What's up, El Boogie? All the way from now to the summer solstice, the sun is going to appear to be as if it's climbing higher and higher and higher in the sky. So we can clearly draw a relationship between the earth and the sun. We can clearly draw a relationship with human behavior, because when it's warm outside, it's killing season. Just call it where I'm from. And you know what I'm saying? It's killing season. Niggas get crazy when the sun come out. You know what I'm saying? And there is something known as SAD, seasonal affectionate disorder. But SAD is a thing you can be diagnosed with, that you become depressed when you don't get a lot of sunlight. So when it's rainy and snowy outside, people can get some type of depression that comes on. Okay, so there is a seasonal affect disorder, right? There's a clear relationship between us and the sun. That's number one. Okay, I'm gonna lay the premise for this. Number two, there's a clear relationship between the earth and the moon. That is the most obvious one, simply because of the magnetic pull called high tides and low tides dealing with the moon and the earth. Now, if the moon can have an affinity, a relationship with all of the waters on the earth, especially the big old oceans, what in the hell makes you think, as a human being that's supposed to be over 90% water anyway, what makes you think that it doesn't have a pull on your body? The thing is, we don't know how to properly quantify this experience, hence the astrologers been knew it, okay? And so I'll never forget, Neil deGrasse Tyson was on Sway in the Morning, and he was talking about, if a couple gets pregnant and the moon is full and she goes full term, 10 months later, the moon will be full again. And I'm like, bro, you just broke down astrology. You just made a correspondence of planetary body in the sky and said it made a relationship, a parallel to the human gestation period. That's astrology. That's rhythm. Okay? And so I know from personal study, I got personal study of, a woman can tell me the day she come on her period. I can go look at the position of the moon in the sky, and then I'll make a study and say, well, my theory is, well, you're going to come on next month on this particular day when the moon is right back in this constellation. Now, some women come on their period every 24 days, some could be every 28, and so forth. But I've been able to nail this thing without a shadow of a doubt, being able to nail it. All right, and which one I'm going to get into the conversation. Women who are on the lunar cycle, they don't come on the day. I'm a full moon. Yeah, you was a full moon, but 6 months later, if I'm telling you, you come on your cycle when the moon is in Virgo, right? And let's say today is the first day of Virgo and the moon is there, it's a new moon in Virgo. 6 months later, it's a full moon in Virgo. So if you're still coming when the moon is in this region of space, then the phase of the moon itself doesn't matter. It's the space that is actually, is that's recording it. The phase of the moon don't matter. You just happen to notice at a certain phase of the moon. But I guarantee you, if we track this thing out, because it only takes 6 months from a new moon to a full moon in the same sign, it's the space that we have to pay attention to. I do this study for real, okay? Okay, all right. Now, so the moon has a relationship with the female reproductive system. That's a fact. Okay, I got enough case study to quantify this, okay? All right, so now if the sun and the moon have an affinity, a relationship with the human body, then the question becomes, well, what about the other neighboring planets in the solar system, such as Mercury and Venus, which is closer to the sun than the Earth, that goes past us. And every time they pass us around this journey around the sun, this is called a retrograde. Right? Well, it's a known fact that communications can get a little haywire during the retrograde. This is a phenomenon that's actually starting to pop up in pop culture. You know what I'm saying? TV ads and things of that nature. Mercury retrograde. Okay? And so these planetary bodies, they have energy. That's a fact. They have, meaning that they have their own chemical composition, their own gaseous composition. It has its own magnetic field. It's spinning in its own orbit. So anything that's in motion is energy. Anything that's in intelligence, because it's composed of something, is energy. Okay? So now these planets have their own distinct energy. Now, when we start to go back and study some of this stuff, and one of my favorites is the Greek, it's simply because they styled these planets as personality types. And this was great because this starts to show you the inner dynamics of the human psychology. This one is the god of war. This one is the god of wisdom. This one is the goddess of beauty. And it was like, oh shit, this is shit that we actually do in real life. You know what I'm saying? So it made it personable. So this became great. All right, now, give you a little food for thought. All right, so DMX, Darkman X, interesting because as a Sagittarius, you can Google this. Open this up right now. I want you to open up another window and verify this. Let the church verify this. There's something in Sagittarius known as the black hole in Sagittarius A. Google it. Google it. Okay? There's a dark black hole that has been found in the Sagittarius constellation. Google. Okay? All right. I'm saying when DMX is born, the sun is in front of many light years, or is in front of, and many, many light years behind the sun is a dark hole that's emanating a wave of energy. Okay? All right? On top of that, he's born with something called Pluto square the sun. Now, if you don't know what a square is, all I'm saying is DMX is a Sagittarius. Virgo to Sagittarius creates a square, meaning that these planets are about 90 degrees away. Look at a wall clock. I'm saying DMX is a Sagittarius. That's 9 o'clock. 6 o'clock is Virgo, where Pluto was when he was born. That's 9:30. 9:30 is, one is horizontal, the 3 and the 9, and one is vertical, the 6 and the 12. So when you have energy, DMX, the sun, in front of a constellation called Sagittarius, 9 o'clock on your wall clock, and way behind 9 o'clock in a straight line is a black hole, a dark hole. Okay? Pluto, the planet that deals with dark psychic forces, is at 6 o'clock. 6 to 9 o'clock, Virgo to Sag is called a square. It's a challenge. You're born with an inner challenge because, again, these planets just simply represent aspects of their own psychology. Okay? And so why would he pick the name Dark Man? Why do he feel like he's dark? Do you think he feel like he's dark because he's coming from, the things he went through in life? Sure. That's the physical component of it. the physical component is going to mirror the invisible thought force of it, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, all right. And so, so again, if you look into this, I'm telling you, every year, the sun in Sagittarius season, and Gemini for that matter, but in Sagittarius season, there's a dark hole, and the sun appears to be in front of the Milky Way rift. Okay, so this is a lot of light, but it's a lot of darkness at the same time. If you can understand that oxymoron, it's just a fact. Okay, how can a dark hole be in the middle of a goddamn Milky Way rift? Anyway, that's an oxymoron, but this whole thing is an oxymoron. You know what I mean? What do you mean by this whole thing is an oxymoron? How can I explain one of the best? When you look at the moon, you know, the moon don't physically change shapes. It's a new moon, then it's a crescent moon, then it's a full moon, then it's little again, then it disappears for a couple of days because it's by the sun and you don't see it. That don't physically happen. The moon ain't physically changing bodies, but that's part of the illusion. You understand what I'm saying? All right. And so, now watch this. So, DMX, when the story broke about the whole overdose thing, when we was on another live, I had talked about, where was Neptune? Because I know Neptune is in Pisces. Reason why I'm looking for Neptune, because Neptune is the planet that deals with drugs. If Neptune is in Pisces, which is a 12th sign, which is 12 o'clock on your wall clock, well, 12 o'clock on the wall clock is creating the same angle to 9 o'clock, right? From like, if it's 9:30, the 9 and the 3, if you look at 9 o'clock, right, then that's like the 3 to the 12. It's a 90-degree angle that looks like an L, okay? It's a square. And so Neptune is now in Pisces. Let's understand this. Neptune belongs in Pisces. That's that planet is like, I'm back home. So the energy that it represents is going to be stronger. So what is Neptune in Pisces? There's your drugs. That's your hospital. That's your asylum. You see what I'm saying? And there's also spirituality as well. Okay? But without a shadow of a doubt, Neptune rules drugs. Pisces rules drugs. Neptune is there. So Neptune in Sagittarius right now, Neptune in Pisces right now is forming a square to DMX's sun because he's a Sagittarius. That creates an issue. This is why you can do drugs for years upon years, all those other times, because the planet Neptune is not in a position where it's squaring you. The planet of drugs is actually in a favorable position to you. You see what I'm saying? So it's not hurting you. Hold on, let me close this door real fast. And so it's in a favorable position at the time. You know what I'm saying? And so you can get away with it in a nutshell. But Jew hit me up, the imagination guru. If you ain't hip to him, you're slipping. ministerjew.com, which is JU, ministerjew.com. My partner hit me up and he was like, Noble, man, there's a video DMX did. I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up, right? Which y'all see as the picture for this video. And you know, he in the hospital bed like he in a coma and shit, right? And Jew like, man, when I went to go look, man, they released that song November of 1998. The moon was in Pisces. And today, the death of DMX, the moon is in Pisces. But here's the kicker. The moon is in Pisces for 2 days, you know what I'm saying, every single month. So from 98 to 2021 is a lot of years that has passed. Again, it has to be other players involved. When the big boys get involved that take a long time to move, Neptune. It takes 14 years on average for this dude to move through a zodiac sign. So now that it's in a position where it's the strongest because it's at home and it so-called happens to challenge you, technically these next 14 years could be like, okay, we're gonna have to rumble now. This ain't no, you know what I mean? This ain't no walk in the park because it's here. So the moon just here for 2 days. It needs something else of more substance to a degree. Okay? Just want to paint that picture. But how is it possible that they're showing you something when you make an observation of a video, right? And then the moon, which again, think about this. The moon moves through a zodiac sign. It's going to be here for 2 days, and then pum, she gone. So out of a whole month, you got a 2-day window to nail this thing for when it's going to be here. And then it got 11 other signs that it can be in. So then on his death day, art is appearing, life is appearing to imitate art. You can't say that either no more. You're going to have to I'm telling you, if you believe that, then you're going to have to stop making imagery that ultimately points to your demise. You got to cut it out. Hold on, let me fix this thing. Okay? You can't do that. You cannot make art that shows that you are dead, you got shot, you in the hospital in coma. You can't show no imagery of your demise. That is crazy. Okay? I beg Rick Ross, even though I love the colors of the picture, but he got a picture of a goddamn gun and his brains is blew out, but instead of brains, it's all this color abstract art that's splattered and whatnot, but we get the image. But anyway, so how is it that the moon is in Pisces at the time of the video, and then when life imitates art on his death day, the moon is in the same position? Now it's Minister Jew, J-U, not June, J-U. All right, so you can just go to ministerjew.com, also known as theimaginationguru.com. And also look out on this YouTube channel, or YouTube, you can go to The Imagination Guru, all right? So now DMX is in this real life situation, and coincidentally, the moon is in the same position it was when you made the observation of, or when the video was produced, okay? Now, I'm sitting up here and I'm like, I know what I wanted to talk. Today is April 9th. April 9th is the real goddamn Jubilee, nigga. April 9th is when General Lee surrendered. The Confederates gave up. That technically means April 9th, I told y'all, you can check my Facebook from a long time ago or go back. I told y'all April 9th, niggas need to be celebrating any damn way. You ain't got to wait to Juneteenth. Juneteenth is just when the Union General went into Texas and said, yo, y'all ain't catch word? Y'all emancipated the Civil Wars, oh, y'all free. And then they start celebrating in June. April 9th, 1865, sorry, excuse my French, but that bitch ass Robert Lee surrendered, okay? And so the Confederates put it in. The Confederates, like, they gave up. It's a wrap. Slavery is officially not about to be no more because they went to war over it and they lost the war. They gave up. And so in my head, I'm like, why in the fuck is DMX breaking up out of here on the great celebration day? Then it dawned on me. Now, I ain't stretching. I'm just saying. The symbol for the Confederates is Wakanda, is the X. And we talking about DMX, right? And I said, oh, I get it. They surrendered, and DMX's the back half of his life, and it really ain't even the back half. It's his whole artist career was this intense battle of light and darkness, and then outside of rap, it became him surrendering to what you say God. So then he became the prayer man. You see what I'm saying? But you can still see the battle, whether it was the battle, it was the battle with drugs, right? So you still see this battle that's taking place, but nevertheless, he is battling the aspect of surrender, right? The surrender aspect. So I said, oh shit, nigga, I get the message. See, this is the question. You have to extract the wisdom of the God that you say that you believe in. And if it's okay with God, then it's okay with you. How dare you have an attitude? Who the hell is you? Since you say you believe in God. Now, I don't know how you believe in God, what your relationship is, but I can pretty much guess for the masses of folks, We believe in God. God is the all-wise, all-knowing, all-powerful thing. And that's just what it is. In the discussion, you ain't God, nigga. And you can't be God, nigga. It's only one God, right? And we get there with it. Okay, cool. If that's what it is, all right, then I'm gonna have to be cool with this because this God made the move and said, yep, come on. You're coming with me, right? So then the question becomes, what is the wisdom in the story for us to learn? What do we need to extract from this particular, from the story so we can grow? Now, again, I said you can Google this. Somebody verify for me so the niggas know I ain't playing around. There's a dark hole, a black hole in Sagittarius A, the constellation. Somebody please let me know and say yes it is. Just put in the chat that you open up a quick window and type in black hole Sagittarius A. I'm telling you that DMX was a Sagittarius, so the sun is in front of this dark hole. Okay? So that's a cosmic transmission. It's no different from goddamn Kanye West, who came out with the damn teddy bear, but Kanye West is the guy who went to a high school called Polaris. And Polaris is the bear. And Polaris is also the star that the slaves followed to come up where? North. And what did Kanye name his baby? North. See, it's nothing, it's cosmic transmissions that's taking place. Okay? So we got to understand the shit. We got to understand the story. But see, what I'm saying is, 1 minute you got a thought, and the next minute another thought appears. Where the hell did it come from? So hey, this is what you better ask yourself. If it didn't come from within, could it have possibly came from a sender? And you was just the receptacle. You know what I'm saying? You just received it. And then you think it's a bright idea, which it may be, and then you carry it out. You see what I'm saying? So this is a question. That's just where that thought comes from, okay? All right. And so I'm like, all right, so hold on. X break up out of here when the Confederates surrender, right? The dog is deep. You can get Anpu. I carry a dog energy. 8th house energy, dark as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Hidden, secrets. You know what I mean? Mystery school type shit, right? So I'm looking at this, and then I'm like, man, but hold on. When April 9th, 1865, what was the moon when these boys surrendered? In Virgo. Do you know? That's back at that 6 o'clock on the wall clock if you're following me. Do you know that DMX was born with the moon in Virgo? I bullshit you not. So I'm telling you, DMX was born with the moon in Virgo. 6 o'clock on the wall clock. I'm also telling you the moon is in that same position. April 9th, 1865, when the goddamn Confederates surrender. The moon is in Virgo. So let's do a linear timeline for my linear thinkers. We're gonna go with the chain of events of what happened first. Thank you, Tammy. Tammy just said she went and opened up a window and she saw for herself that it's a known fact that scientists have found a black hole in Sagittarius A. This shit's been there for mad years. We've been knew about this. All right, so let's rewind the tales of time so you can get what I'm saying, because I know sometimes this shit be over people's head. It's the most basic shit in the world. April the 9th, 1865, Robert Lee surrenders, the Confederates. They surrender. Slavery is a wrap. It's over officially at this point. Fuck your Emancipation Proclamation, Abe. Your emancipation is nothing but a presidential edict. You don't write the law. The Congress got to do that shit. So we thank you for it, but it's not the law. The 13th Amendment is the Emancipation Proclamation within law. And you wrote the Emancipation Proclamation in the middle of a war. You still got to win this thing. So if you don't win, it don't matter. April 9th, 1865, we won that thing. The moon is at 6 o'clock on the wall clock. We're going to speed it up to 1970. DMX. DMX is born with the moon at 6 o'clock. Coincidence, he goes with X. Again, I'm just telling you, X is the symbol for the Confederacy from 1865. Now here come Dark Man X. So he goes through his career, he do his thing. Then in the timeline, he's born in 1970. Then in the timeline, at 28 years old, or going on his 28th birthday in 1998, okay, he releases the video, or the song rather, Slippin'. Within that video in 1998, okay, the moon is at 12 o'clock. I told y'all in the last video, you can look at a wall clock and see it. 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock is a straight line of space. They share the same groove. Every number on a wall clock is opposite, is their pair, okay? So it can have the illusion that 12 is separate from 6, but truthfully, it's a straight line of space. That's my point. It's a straight line of space. It's the same groove, okay? All right, now, he releases the video in 1998, and that's interesting. Amina Hassan, what's up? 1998, very interesting, because when you're 28 years old, that's known as a Saturn return, ladies and gentlemen. Go Google it. It's called Saturn return. From 28 to 30 years on average. Now, that's very interesting because when Saturn returns, Saturn is the planet of the crystallizer, the shit that manifests physical form. Okay? So at 28, he's dropping some shit. I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. And he's in a coma, in a hospital bed with family members around him. And he even said in the rap before he got to that scene, like he just had a son. Got to give it up, you know, you got to stop doing drugs for his shorty. That's what he said. He said that he got to stop doing drugs and shit and no more staying up and drinking 40s, right? And he got a kid to concentrate on. Okay? Obviously that didn't happen. But nevertheless, the timeline, 1998, the moon is at 12 o'clock. Then speed it up to his recent overdose. The moon is right back at 12. I'm sorry, not the moon is not at 12 o'clock. The planet Neptune is at 12 o'clock. Mercury is at 12 o'clock. So now the planet of drugs is at 12 o'clock. You see, it's all about the seeds that we've been planting. Here's the problem. We don't know that. See, if this shit is about karma, every action creates a reaction. And if it's a butterfly effect, for every energetic push that you push out creates this ripple effect in what we call the space-time fabric of reality, then goddamn it, you don't know that the shit that's coming back to you is the shit that you had already put forth, even if it's your own art. It has to come back. It's the infamous saying, what goes around comes around. This is why, listen to me closely. This is why when you get up into the spiritual science, these boys take their ass into a goddamn hermitage somewhere, a monastery, and they don't outside world. One, because it's too much interference pattern with other people's vibration. But two, you got to build up a circuit of good energy. Sorry about that, man. I got property management about to come over and look at one of these apartments. So, we don't know about the space-time fabric. You know what I'm saying? The ripple. And check the front door and see if they may be out front, please. So we don't know about the space-time fabric of cause and effect, and then this energy can be coming back our way. You feel me? And so we got to really understand that. Really understand it. And again, this is why the Eastern boy go itself and they meditate, and they stick within their own vibe, and they literally stay inside, right? Because there's too many influences of ways, not only just from other people, but the shit that you done spunt out there from your own self has to come back and take root. You understand what I'm saying? And then not just from, now here's a kicker, say what the fuck you want to say. I have to add another layer to it. Even from your past life, that shit has to come out. You got to keep going through these cycles. Now, the Eastern boy know this. The East Indian know it. The East Buddha know it. They know this shit. They know that it's wheels on wheels, energy on energy and shit. Nigga, from a past life to this life to the earth spinning in circles, you going around the goddamn sun. All this shit is just circular energy on energy on energy, man. Facts. Okay? What up, King Simon? All right? Hit the light for me. I ain't got a light over here. I'm tripping. Oh, hold on. I'm making hit this. It's just looking dark. It's getting dark. Thank you. That's cool. All right. And so then let's go to his death day. When we get to his death day, the moon is in the same goddamn position where it was at the time of the video, which happens to be a straight line of space from, you know, where it was when he was born. I said he was born with the moon at 6 o'clock. Today on his death day, the moon is at 12 o'clock. So here's the finale. Write it down. Draw a circle what I'm about to tell you so you can understand this shit. Okay? Get a piece of paper out, get a pen out, get a piece of paper. Draw a circle like a wall clock. You only got to put a few numbers on here. 12, 6, and 9. Okay? Those are the numbers on your wall clock I want you to deal with. At 9 o'clock, I want you to put a circle in front and a dot in it. That's the sun, a right sun. That's what DMX was born at. The sun is in Sagittarius, the 9th house. I'm going to give you the game. This is the cosmic blueprint on how you can start mapping this reality out a little bit and understanding it, okay? So at 9 o'clock is the sun. Also, by 9 o'clock, I want you to put black hole because it is one, okay? That's at 9 o'clock. Now, at 6 o'clock, I want you to put the moon when DMX was born. It was there at 6 o'clock in Virgo. Facts, okay? Also, I want you to put the moon is there at April 9th, 1865. The Confederates who used the symbol X, they surrendered, okay? Which is technically in the timeline of our reality. They came before DMX. DMX is 1970 and the Confederates is 95 years prior, okay? All right, and then 12 o'clock, I want you to put the moon 1998. The video had came out. I'm slipping, I'm falling, he's in a coma. The imagery is out in 1998 now. Very dangerous, okay? All right, so the moon is there when that song comes out, okay? And then his overdose day, Neptune and Mercury. Mercury deals with what? Thinking. He had no brain energy. He had no consciousness. Mercury on his overdose day is at 12 o'clock. Neptune, the planet of drugs, is at 12 o'clock. In fact, 12 o'clock, you can circle and write drugs. Neptune, circle that because it's the planet that rules drugs, so it's a double drug energy. That's why it's called an overdose. It's a double dose of that energy in the atmosphere right now. This is time you can get really fucked up, especially for those who are on the harsh angle, the Gemini, the Virgo, and the Sagittarius, and fellow Pisces, okay? All right? So you got the slipping and falling the video timeline, and then you got the timeline where, you know, when he went into the overdose, right? All right. And then the death day. I want you to put the moon is in Pisces on his death day. Okay? So now you can see this shit in the circle. If you did that homework assignment, you can see this reality clear. Hey man, in this reality, your ops ain't the goddamn what you call the police. Your ops could be, it's really your own thoughts that's in opposition to yourself, okay? That will become in opposition to you, That's called 12 to 6 o'clock on this wall clock I just gave you. Okay? And then them squares. That's why what they always tell you, man. Keep them squares out your circle. Ain't that what the lingo is? Keep them squares out your circle. Now, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But shit, man. Hey, I like squares. You know what I mean? Because squares are non-threatening to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't have to watch the personality type square. I don't have to watch. Okay? All right, thank you. All right. And so if you wrote that down, man, you got that little cosmic blueprint, you got that map, that was them. Who they got? That black person?
Nobody yet.
Nobody yet?
Yeah.
That's Corinne? Or no?
Some other lady.
Katie? Or something. All right. So, but yeah, that's just what it is, man. So, hey, man, shout out to the dog. You know what I'm saying? The dog, which could be Anpu, Anubis, Lord of the. Remember, in the Egyptian shit, the dog is Anubis, which is Anpu, which is the one that is going to judge, right? Is going to judge you. Now, I'm gonna tell you some shit. See, we lost the wink. We never picked it up when George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. And then it was supposed to be remember, it was a rumor that George, what's my man name? Zimmerman was going to do a celebrity, or whatever you call him, celebrity. He was going to do a televised boxing match with DMX. Remember that shit? And I was like, ooh, this is interesting. That was the spirit world, as we say. That's the spirit world giving you a transmission that DMX is symbolic for Anubis, who comes with the scales to weigh your heart against the, you know what I'm saying? To weigh your heart against the feather, right? To see if your ass is righteous or not righteous, okay? So it was Judgment Day. DMX represents Judgment Day, man. All right, now, with your concept of Judgment Day, that's on you. We done seen Will Smith come down this motherfucker with UFOs and shit, and you ain't seen that reality pop up. Now, as of now, you know what I'm saying? So your perception of it is 100% on how you perceive it to be, but the real juice is in this. If we can construct the image that we desire, that has an outcome that we desire, and we laser focus on that at the same time, then it's time to get it popping, because we can create. Now, I'm gonna get ready to sign off. Let's get to some Q&A. Because in the conclusion for me in what this story is this. In this same pocket, in 3 years from now, motherfuckers is going to be talking about the American eclipse, which is going to be April the 8th, 2024. Ain't nobody talking about it now. I was putting y'all up on game back in 17 when the first one came on Nat Turner anniversary. August 22nd. It's putting y'all like, hey, listen, it's gonna be another one. And here's the kicker. The line, if y'all go look at the 2017 American eclipse, Google image that shit. Because it looked like it was from like Seattle, Washington, coming across. It came through southern Illinois, went through Kentucky, it went through South Carolina over to the Atlantic Ocean. The next one is going to come look like it's like the track is like from Mexico through Texas and coming up through the Midwestern state. It's going to go through southern Illinois again, and it's going to bend over Indiana and come over northern Ohio and up into the Canada region. It's going to form an X, folks. The American eclipse, I am telling you, see, you got to listen. This place is an egg. It's not a perfect circle. You got to try to rectify 365 days in a 360-degree circle, my dude. So this is an egg. You come out of eggs, right? Like this ain't a perfect circle. Okay? Now, since this ain't a perfect circle, you know what that means? That means April the 8th and April the 9th is the exact same goddamn energy. It means this. If today the sun is at, let's just hypothetically say, today the sun is at 20 degrees Aries. Yesterday or tomorrow, the sun can be at 20 degrees Aries. And right now, since let's just say it's 5 o'clock, At 6 o'clock, it'll move to 21 degrees Aries. So some days share the same degree until later in the day, the energy switches over. Okay? This is like with you cuss babies. You can, if you born at 8 o'clock, oh, you Scorpio. But as soon as you at 9 o'clock, the energy switches over and you Sagittarius. So you got a small window from midnight to 8 to 9 o'clock or to 8:59, because at 9 o'clock, the energy switches over to Sag, but it's the same day. You got to understand that, okay? So April the 8th and April the 9th is the same day. So the eclipse that's coming in 2024 is going to be like a return of the dog. And since X marks the spot on the map, okay, where's the X at? I told y'all the X is going to cross over Southern Illinois. Now Google it. If this is your first time hearing it, and it's going to blow your mind. Southern Illinois is known as Little Egypt. Google it right now and see if they didn't call it that. It's called Little Egypt. Okay? Also, there is a place in Southern Illinois called Maconda. Like Wakanda, just take your W and flip it upside down. It's going to be called Maconda. Okay? Facts. So, Maconda, Illinois also sits within this certain forest known as, watch this, Panther's Den. Now, didn't Wakanda have a Black Panther? Okay? But Maconda sits in the goddamn Panther's Den. See, Southern Illinois is not just Little Egypt. You can look at it and you're going to see a town called Thebes. Google it. It's called Thebes, Illinois. There's another city at the bottom of Illinois called Cairo, where the Ohio and Mississippi River conjoin. It's called Cairo, Illinois. Okay? And there's another one. What's that other city called? It ain't Luxor. It's another city that's named after Egypt over there in Illinois. In Illinois, they got something called Pyramid State Park. Come on, man. So the X, in 3 years, in 2024, which is going to be the anniversary, the 3rd year anniversary of DMX, there's going to be an X forming with this eclipse pattern, man. And y'all got to be at the spot. You're going to have to be in Southern Illinois, and you got 2 options. You can either put on the Wakanda Panther mask, or you can put on the Black Dog mask. They're the same energy. They're the same energy. Why you going to put the mask on? Because you have to, this thing is about waves. Oh, it wasn't feeding the vibration, but the vibration. Okay, I'm telling you this. On the spiritual plane, Stone Mountain, Georgia, and on the physical plane, was home to the second Ku Klux Klan. They did an inauguration like in November of 1925 or maybe 1918 or something. The second Google it. Ku Klux Klan Stone Mountain, go to Google image and watch you see a flyer pop up tonight. The Knights of the Klan are getting together and having a formal inauguration. This was the second Klan. Why is the second Klan? Because the first Klan got their ass beat. Who beat the first Klan? Ooh, General Ulysses Grant. Yep. At that time, he was President Grant. Beat the first Klan. Okay? See, all this shit is relative, what I'm telling you. Okay, so what I'm telling you is, not only did, in the early 1900s, did the second Klan form at Stone Mountain, later, Georgia legislation and park services saw that it was cool to go ahead and put 3 figures on this mountain. Stonewall Jackson, who was a general in the Civil War, who accidentally got shot by one of his Confederate comrades and died. Look at the spirit of that shit. Robert Lee, the head general, and Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy. This is on the side of Stone Mountain right now as we speak, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we go to Stone Mountain. We, meaning the priesthood, Minister Jew, Noble Anpu, and those who rock with us. We go to Stone Mountain and we notice that, one, There's the Confederate flag is on Stone Mountain, along with the state flag and some other shit. But the Confederate flag is part of Stone Mountain. Okay. Ooh wee, Spirit just gave me something. I'm gonna show y'all something. All right. We get there and we got a group of people. We about to get into a meditation, but the mountain is cloudy as a motherfucker. White clouds on the mountain. Now we know clouds are synonymous with thoughts. Oh, I was thinking my head is a little cloudy. Come on, man. We made the clouds disappear because we utter certain words. Karnak, there you go, James. Thank you. Karnak, Illinois. Okay, so we made the clouds disappear. I can show you before and after pictures. While we had a mask on our face because we was in ceremony. So you niggas keep talking about that Egyptian shit, and that's the power. And you got to understand what they was tapping into. Okay, the clouds disappeared. I give you the year. I can give you the year of some events, okay? And so, clouds disappeared 2015, okay? July the 12th, we was on that mountain because 7-Eleven had came and we had an event, the book signing, and we called it the 7-Eleven Stump Off. We're gonna go to the mountain and all that shit, man. Y'all see how I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I don't understand how people say they believe in God and then you believe in white supremacy. Because then I'm gonna test that God and see if God is gonna push back. And so I ain't gotta do nothing but pray and project and see if thought becomes reality. I believe that way, right? And sure enough, things started happening. Like, woo, okay, this thing is real. Bet. So I'm telling you, if you go look into July of 2015 and you Google NAACP wants to remove faces off of Stone Mountain, somebody tell me what date that was. Because I'm telling you, we was there on July 12th on that mountain, and that following Monday or Tuesday, the 13th or the 14th, the NAACP came out and they broke this story in the news that they need to remove these emblems, these people off of Stone Mountain. And it's a fact that we was there on 7-Eleven, which means we got in town. 7-Eleven was a Saturday of 2015. That Friday we got in town. Don't you know when we got in town? Google it. Google this. Confederate flag missing July 10th, 2015. Watch, the Confederate flag was missing. Now here it is. We on our way to go handle this on a whole nother level of thought plane. And soon as we get in town, allegedly the flag mysteriously end up missing, or somebody quote unquote steals it, as they say. That ain't how that worked, man. That was a big ass wink from the spirit world that the work was already done. I can show you the receipts. When that we go and start putting in that type of work, you start to get massive results to deal with this thing that you call goddamn, and it's the sissiest shit I ever heard in my life. I can't even, so I ain't gonna never say this word again. I'm not gonna say white suburban, whatever they call it, because I don't believe in it. I wouldn't dare say, because I'm free. I ain't gonna dare say a white man is over me. Oh yeah, I already know. If I was a slave, I was rolling with Harriet Tubman. And I wasn't even rolling with her. I was Nat Turner. Or I was Kunta and I was getting my leg chopped off. I'm not you house niggas that's gonna stay in the house and yes, a master, yes, a boss, and go for that shit. Nigga, you gonna have to kill me, or I'm killing you, or I'm escaping. It don't know only options. It ain't no yes, a master shit. I'm just letting you know. It ain't in me. Okay? So, I'm saying that to say, when you look at the bigger picture of the dates here, I'm telling you, August 13th, 2015. No, that's August. I'm telling you, it's in July. It happened in July. I'm telling you. Trust me. Go to July. You're going to find another one in July. I'll load up my PowerPoint. I'll load up the PowerPoint and show you. All right. So when I start putting this thing together and I'm looking at Darkman X again, rest in peace, Darkman. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. 2024 lights out, man. 2024 lights out. That eclipse right there. It's going to have to be a serious concentration of thought power that's going to show you what the light is, the power of God is. Now, here's my thing, all right? Because I'm a Union soldier at the end of the day. I roll these cats right here all day. Meaning, black man, you're going to have to make your mind up, okay? And this is what you're going to have to make your mind up on. Either Your God is for you and your people. And that don't mean it's against other people. But if it is against somebody else who you calling the man, I want to be clear. I know who the man is that you're calling. The man historically was known as a Confederate, okay? Historically in war. I had a great conversation on the podcast I was just on, and I said, I don't want to deal with biblical history. It's too far. You wasn't there. You haven't read the Strong Concordance. You haven't translated any words for yourself. So it's conjecture at this point. Let's deal with the Civil War. That's on this landmass. That ain't too far ago, and we can deal with facts. Okay? So there was a force that said either, and Abe Lincoln called it. He said, man, this is funny. And I'm paraphrasing. This is what Abe Lincoln said. The Confederates is serving the God, and we serving the God too. And there's only supposed to be one God. So something gonna have to give. What side is this guy gonna sway on? We know what the aftermath was. The aftermath is we are free. So my thing is, black man, you have to make a choice. Your choice is either God is in control or, and goddamn it, I ain't gonna lie, act like they ain't score a point, or the Illuminati little blood nonsense sneakers and shit is in control. I can't even, and y'all know I'm not even with that message. But goddamn it, I gotta give it to you, goddamn Illuminati loving motherfuckers. Y'all scored with that shit. Lil Nas X put y'all on the motherfucking map with that bullshit right there. That y'all told you was blood sacrifice ritual shit. Okay, cool, whatever. Okay, cool. Right? Yeah, and Prince Philip died today. Sure did, at 99 years old. You know what I mean? All right. So you gotta make your mind up on what force what force you riding with. Because all I'm saying is the force that rolled with us to get us free, roll with us. And we here, and we in the best position that we can ever be in. And here's my thing. If you want to revert back to, well, brother, it is your job to point them out and stop allowing them to bully you and your people. Point them out and handle them. Because I don't know who it is individually or as a group of people they collectively trying to do. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just know if I did know, I'm going to do something about it. And I don't care if it sounds crazy if I go up to a mountain and pray about it and direct my intention through a God force that I believe in to strike their ass with lightning and sit their ass down. Break their neck. They may fall down the steps or something. I don't know. Like I'm going to do something if I know who, quote unquote, the enemy is. I'm telling you that, man up and stop making excuses. Because there's a force that is on the side of, see, what you got to understand is the Union, I ain't talking about the white dudes in the back, the soldiers. The Union is your blood and your crit. That's the Union. The Union is, which corresponds to a Hopi prophecy of a red star and a blue star. That red star and blue star ain't got nothing to do with some shit that's lining up in the goddamn heavens. Not solely, that's an external representation of a physical process that got to take place. It's called YG and Nipsey Hussle. It's called Big U and Whack 100. That's what it's called. It's called when you really get serious and grow up and start doing some serious shit together. I always say it in those rhymes, right? I always say it. I say some shit like, KKK, would you please rally up north, please? You know what I'm saying? You can point them out, Bloods and Crips. There they go right there. The KKK right there. Go get them. You know what I'm saying? So the union is the unification, and it's just not through Blood and Crip. It's through this beautiful thing called a black and white TV, meaning, I gotta say it, Amber Rose is a daughter of the Union, whether it was with Kanye West or whether it was with 21 Savage or Wiz Khalifa, Kim Kardashian, although not what we would call white, but maybe Persian, but still, the imagery. We're talking about daughters of the Union. We talking about the unification, In corporate, it looks like this. Apple is going to cut this check to Steve Stout with United Masters. So you can have your own masters and own your own shit. It's called Sprint says, oh, Jay-Z, I like Tidal. Could you please put Tidal on our cell phone services just for an exclusive little bit? And we'd pay you $300 million or $200 million just so we can have it first. It's called Amazon cutting the check to DJ Khaled. That's what it's about. So listen, let's be clear, Negro. Okay? And I ain't talking to my audience because my audience know. Talking about the Negro skeptic. Historically speaking, it is shameful to really be an African American descendant because genetically speaking, in my opinion, these was the weakest motherfuckers ever to walk the earth. I'm sorry. They was some yesa, massa ass niggas. That's how they was. They wasn't like the Haitian nigga. They wasn't like we rebelled and they killed them and they was free and niggas got their independence because we kicked their ass. Listen, niggas is mad because they say Kanye West said slavery was a choice. How the fuck? You was a soft ass nigga if you feel that way. Nigga, this white boy pull up on the boat. Let me give you some options here. Beat his motherfucking ass when he pull up on that boat and you enslave him or you kill him. Run and get away or get caught. Or you get on the boat and you do the Amistad and you overthrow the motherfucker on the boat. Or you motherfucking don't fight and you go submissively. So what do you mean it wasn't a choice? Niggas roll up on me right now, I got an option. Niggas say, put your hands up. You ever been fucking robbed at gunpoint? Because I've been robbed at gunpoint. And see, you ain't never had the experience of being robbed at gunpoint? Because I've been robbed at gunpoint. Want to hear how the story go? It go like this. I'm on my phone, talking and shit. I got a motherfucking Tahoe and shit. And I'm outside on the passenger seat having this conversation in front of the truck. Okay? In front of the truck on the passenger side. So I'm having this conversation on my cell phone and shit. And I thought that I saw an older, bum dude walking up the street towards me. So I ain't paying no mind on the phone. So my shoulder get tapped on. So I'm like, yo, what up? I never turn around and look. I'm like, yo, what up? And I'm still talking. Motherfucker tapped me again and shit. I turn around and look. Some motherfucker with a hoodie on and a motherfucker like dark blue bandana on. And he was like, you know what this is. So I looked down and shit, and he got a little pistol out. Then I was like, whoa, player. So I put my phone on the hood, and he's like, man, you know what it is, give it up. And I'm like, shit, man, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing because I don't carry cash on me. I ain't got nothing on me. So I go in my pocket, man, I ain't got nothing. Just to show I ain't got shit. And I put my keys in his hand. He like, what's this? And I'm like, man, shit, that's all I got. He was like, oh, no, you're going to have to do better than that. Now, right when he's saying that, there's another motherfucker coming from the driver's side, and he lifts up his shirt, and all I seen was this big ass extended clip on this motherfucking belt line. But see, nigga, you ain't got it drawn. So it's right here. Now I got an option at this point. I'm gonna surrender, like I surrendered some of this shit, or we gonna have to motherfucking bang it out, nigga. So the nigga got a little closer, man. I took everything I had in me, went in front and launched this nigga and pushed this nigga. And then I ain't rumbling two niggas with a pistol. You listen, this is chess. Stop acting like that you can fight two niggas with a pistol and possibly win, or you can get shot and killed. One of the two, or you can motherfucking run and retreat, okay? So this case, I push this motherfucker. I go motherfucking 2 steps forward. I had so much momentum shit in that shit. I Superman and slid. I just knew they was about to bop, bop, bop. But I looked back, them niggas took off running. Long story short, less than a week, I got my shit back when we rolled up on the niggas. Okay? Because motherfuckers talk, other niggas got robbed, and we put it together, who was who, got my shit back. Anyway, what am I saying? Don't tell me slavery wasn't no motherfucking choice. Fuck you mean? You killed them motherfuckers who roll up on you. No, I'm just saying. Okay? All right, let me get off that. All right, so bringing it back to Dark Man X Man. Rest in peace. It's nothing but life. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to be a very beautiful story that plays out if we can stay within the groove of this pocket. Because this pocket of time, now all I'm saying is, listen, man, I go by the name Anpu, which is the fucking dog. The judgment shit, Judgment Day, and because this day that DMX died on, like, you make a parallel. Somebody please tell me, why would DMX die on the day the goddamn Confederates say, I surrender, I give up? You have to make the parallel. This is why what I'm saying, when it comes to this black and white issue, if you ain't never studied the Civil War, man, I can't even really take you serious. Almost. I can take you serious if you talking black economics. Okay, cool. Maybe that's your shit. You know, banking and stocks and shit like that. And, okay, cool. Do your shit. But when it comes to war talk, man, in this conversation, who I'm gonna have a conversation with? Because niggas ain't really militant enough to have a conversation with, to understand the motherfucking history of the goddamn war. You gotta some gangster shit. We gotta talk about this shit right here. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna have to deal with this. So it's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. 3 years. I'm telling you right now. I'm giving it to you early. The American eclipse, 2024, April the 8th. It's gonna happen. You need to find you a sacred spot. I'd say, man, we need to be in Southern Illinois. Do you know there's a city in Illinois called Free? I think it's called Free. Name Freetown. The fuck is it, man? Is it Free City? Nah. Future City. That's what it's called. Like Future. It's called Future City in Illinois. What time you got?
5:13.
God damn. Do me a favor. Call the shirt people and see if they're ready. Because they're going to have to give us something today. I want to make it before 6 o'clock. They're going to have to give us something. I need something. 1 shirt, 2 shirts, something. I'm coming. Ask them what they got done, because we coming to pick up something. Because we need to wear them for tomorrow. All right. It's called Future City, man, in Illinois. So you got all this Egyptian shit that's down there in Southern Illinois. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If you a reader, man, I'm telling you, you need to read the 1858 Lincoln Douglas debates. You're going to hear his opponent, Stephen Douglas, who was pro-slavery. He was pro allowing the states to have the right, if they so wanted, to have slaves. No, a concept known as popular sovereignty. Stephen Douglas, bitch ass. But anyway, he would be referring to the debates when we were down in Little Egypt, which is Southern Illinois. Fact. So yeah, Egypt is here in the West. Many years ago, 2013 was that year that I had put a tour together, and I took y'all to the Cahokia Indian Mounds, which is across the river from St. Louis. So it's in East St. Louis, Illinois. All right, been to Fort Defiance, which is the bottom of Illinois, in Cairo, where the Mississippi and the Ohio River meets. All right, so we done been there and we done touched these spots. You know what I'm saying? Why is that important? This stuff is very important because, man, if this thing is ruled by principalities in higher places, they ain't got nothing to do with some men sitting in the office some goddamn where, and they got everything to do with vibration. Because I'm telling you this, if you got ancestors, then they got Confederate ghosts, nigga. Talking about it's Confederate ghosts. So the Confederates got ancestors, and I'm telling you that the Confederate ancestors are real. They so goddamn real. Mississippi state flag still got a Confederate flag in their state flag. God damn it, what you talking about? Shit, that shit is real, and it ain't stumped all the way out yet. So you got to keep on stumping, and you got to keep on progressing physically as well. It ain't never reverting back to that. But goddamn it, X marks the spot. In April 8th, 2024, we got to be in alignment to do some major shit thought-wise. That's going to push that shit up out of here once and for all. And we just need to keep on making progress. All right? Yeah, get off Kanye West back. He's the richest black man in the world for a goddamn reason. And I told y'all the man went to Polaris High School. Goddamn it. He went to a school that the name after a fucking star that the goddamn slaves followed when they came up north, and then next thing you know, he has a baby and call her North. You think that's on purpose? Like he did that shit knowing that? Mommy, I'm going to Polaris High School because when I get big, I want to have a baby and call her North. You really think it happened that way? Or was it by just coincidence? It's the unconscious that is really alive that's speaking. It's God. It's cosmic transmissions that's taking place. Okay? This man on that one joint he did, we had a blog on it, Jew wrote on it, where he had the album when he holding the Medusa head. You understand what I'm saying? If you look at where Mercury was at when Kanye West was born, Mercury was in the position in the sky in Gemini that's close to Perseus, the Perseus constellation. Google what Perseus constellation look like. Perseus is the one who cut off the head of goddamn Medusa in the mythology. So Kanye West, literally, his Mercury is in the same position where this head of Medusa is, and then next thing you know, he gets an idea to have this album cover like he Perseus with a white chick's head, you know what I'm saying, in his hand like he had beheaded her. This shit is all about cosmic transmissions, man. The fifth dimension is an old school group told you that Aquarius, let the sun shine in. This is the fifth dimension. The Aquarius energy is going to get you to the fifth dimension. Go look at the album cover on that shit. It's two Aquarius constellations on the album cover, in the eighth house and the ninth house. The eighth house starts on 4 degrees Aquarius, and the ninth house starts at 27 degrees Aquarius. Go look it up. I ain't lying. Look this shit up. And it's Cancer rising, 14 degrees to be exact. Facts. I'm telling you, I'm a Cancer rising, and I'm a ninth house sun at 27 degrees. Exactly what the goddamn people told you. The shit was prophesized and written about. Quit talking all that shit. Oh, Nas is the best, and it was written. If it was fucking written, then explain the fucking law there. God damn it. Shit. Explain it. And I'm saying this to say that I'm explaining it. So it ain't no, niggas ain't no quack. Niggas is trying to explain it and put you up on game so we can activate it. And I love my people that's in here, man, because you know, this is that kind of talk. Y'all know who it's aimed for. It's aimed for them Uncle Tom ass Negroes. That who we call Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom really wasn't Uncle Tom, but you know, it's for the Chicken George ass niggas. I don't even call them Uncle Tom, they Chicken George. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, I'm out of here. I gotta go get some t-shirts, man. Rest in peace, DMX to the dog. I hope y'all understand this. Rewind it, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I'll see y'all on the next one. See me, man. The Family Wealth Club is where I'm at, man. The Family Wealth Club, the new shit, all real estate type shit, growing the family. We should be getting together and having conversations and growing our shit, growing our money and doing our thing, man. All right, but every now and then I got to get on this, man. You know what I mean? I get with you later on some puffy shit, but I appreciate y'all, man. All right, peace.